So, Kevin, in what ways is RAM more sustainable and environmental friendly? If you could break that down for us.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think there's a lot of different aspects when you consider RAM and try to understand what options and what opportunities really are provided by it. And I think there's, the obvious one is what I've talked about a little bit, is the electric, electric part of it, the electric side of it. And I don't really care what energy storage solution. I'm not going to have those arguments, right? You've got the hydrogen fuel cells, you've got the hybrid electric, fully electric, battery electric, what have you. But really, what is the unlock is the electric motor, right? And whatever storage and energy you want to supply to it. And I think, that those, right, there's a lot of different solutions there. Some of them are more sustainable or environmentally friendly than others, but I'll kind of allow them to handle those questions. But I do think on the overall concept of regional air mobility and looking at the infrastructure, something we've talked about as we've kind of discussed this is kind of a node-based versus a path-based solution, and what that means for a new transportation system. And when you look at the national highway system and many of the past solutions to these types of problems, right? You're adding more and more roads. You've got 4.2 million miles of road in the United States. Compare that to about 6,800 miles of runway, and you get this massive amount of money and resources and destruction that has to happen in order to really repair, expand, maintain all of that road and rail infrastructure. So I think really what we're looking at is this node-based, is kind of, all of the nodes, all of the airports that you can hop between, instead of developing a path between every single point that you want to travel to. And so I think that provides a great solution. And just to follow on that point, so I was talking to the Secretary of Department of Transportation for Virginia, and he was looking at, they had just signed a 60-year loan to expand a tunnel, a highway, and it was $90 billion or trillion, I don't know, a lot of money. And he was saying, hey, if we can't figure out a better solution in the next 60 years to these issues, I doubt that I will have to be paying off the 60-year loan, and there's not going to be a better solution than this. So I think really, when you look at a lot of these options, all of these vehicles that are coming online, and kind of going back to my last point, is there's no ability for all of these small aircraft and all of these small pieces to really scale to the level of mass adoption to bring the accessibility and a sufficient cost reduction for mass market without that autonomy. And that's really, why I jumped into this role and why I feel so passionate about the opportunity that autonomy brings to opening up all of this access to these airports.